What's up, everybody? Here at you with another episode of the Slackercast. I am Greg. With me, as always, is Lawrence.
So, guys.
Also, Corey.
What's up?
Dustin with the wild hair. And a special guest today with us is Jay the Stingray.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
No problem, sir.
So Dustin, tell me about this energy drink that you've been promoting.
It's the Raz energy drink. It's like a Bang sort of. It has the 300 milligrams caffeine. It's zero everything. Just the newest, latest, greatest energy drink.
Yes.
So
the only thing I have to ask is, why didn't you record a video of tasting it, like a taste reaction video?
I haven't done one yet. I'm gonna do some reviews.
That's all the rave right now, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some raves. I'm gonna do some reviews on my TikTok for it.
So I have a two-part question here, Dustin.
Yeah.
Question one is, how often do you drink energy drinks?
Every day, twice a day, sometimes more than that.
Question number two, do you think the energy drinks have something to do with how wild your hair is?
No, this is just genetics, superior genetics.
I guess.
It's all those B vitamins.
Yeah.
So how before we jump into it, how much did everyone struggle with their list?
Mine was pretty tough. My final list. I left
tough for me
quite a few things off. It was tough to leave some of the movies that I left off, but I don't know.
It's tough for me because I'm so burnt out on superheroes.
Hey, what's up, Slaughterport?
Slaughterport. In honor of you, Slaughterport, I wore a little fitted cap too, so I look like that.
At least it's not a gay Superman hat.
I put together this list pretty
We'll get
easy,
to that in a
but
sec.
I'm like,
To be continued.
I only found movies that I actually liked, so it's going to be controversial. How many is not on my list from the popular choices, I would say.
You might lose that one subscriber again.
I know.
You might go back
back
to 149.
Please
Bam.
don't.
But today we are doing, should have said that at the beginning. Today we're doing the top 10 superhero / villain movies list. And since there is 5 of us today, I guess we'll waste no time jumping into it. I guess who wants to go first? Anyone want to volunteer? Or...
I'll go first. I don't care.
All right. Corey's first. All right, good. That puts me in the middle somewhere.
All right. So my first honorable mention, I grew up with this show as a kid, like after school or whenever it was on. So I had to give a little love to the 1966 Batman with Adam West, the movie version. I know it's cheesy and corny, but there's something I love about that show. So I had to throw that in there.
Corey, that's when he fought everyone, right?
Slaughterport's already stating it. Says Dark Knight ain't anyone's number one. He's out.
Didn't he have like a shark attached to his leg too at one point in that movie?
Yeah, that's where the shark repellent came in.
Yeah.
Famous, that shark repellent.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jess?
That old school Batman is great. I don't care what anybody says.
Dude.
Yeah.
I grew up with the reruns all the time. It was on. Yeah, I think it was on like after school.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How many honorable mentions you got, Dustin?
I just did the standard 5. I thought about putting 6, but I just.
I only have the 5 too.
Yeah.
So am I going next?
You're next.
Okay.
Wait.
My number 5 is Suicide Squad. Which I know everybody hates that movie, but I don't really know anything about the comic book, and I just like the movie. So
That's even worse because, like, if you knew the comic book, I could give you a pass. But the movie, and that's all you knew. That was
okay. So
horrible.
the plot sucks, but I like the actor. I like Will Smith's character, and I like Margot Robbie's character. I guess I'm a basic bitch when it comes to that movie, but
Steel is going to be on your list because,
like, the villain. The villain was dumb, but like, and I like Joel, whatever the fuck his name is, the actor. So. I just liked the actors in that movie. And
Early prediction: Steel is on Corey's list. I'm predicting it right now.
Is that the Shaq movie?
yeah,
Yeah, you never know. It might be.
Jay, how many honorable mentions did you get?
I mean, I've got 6, but I could do 5.
That's cool. Go ahead and just name two in one go.
Okay. I mean, well, I actually didn't have this on my list, but when you guys mentioned the original Batman, I was like, oh man, we got to do the animated series. Got to have that on there. And Batman Returns and Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
This was tough, man. It was tough for me because, like, when I was going down, I was like, "Oh shit, I got to put that on there." And just I had to keep bumping stuff down. So
yeah, that was my thing too. Like, I eventually I just said fuck it and left some of the stuff off. But Thor Ragnarok's one I left off, but that's definitely a good one.
Dustin, you got a supporter in the comments. Look at that.
Oh,
Superman sucks.
Yeah,
now we got two anti-Superman guys in here.
All right,
Superman is so fucking.
I'm gonna go ahead and get controversial right from the honorable mentions. My first honorable mentions is the first Avengers movie.
What? That's not in the actual list.
I don't even have the first Avengers movie on my list, so I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay with that, Greg. That was one of those that kind of got bumped down, but I mean, it's a good one, but it's not like, I don't know. It's cool because they bring all the characters together, but it's definitely one that can be left off.
It can't be left off.
I liked that one because it was the only one that still kind of kept the characters of what they were supposed to be. So that's why it's in my honorable mentions.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. My honorable mention at number 5. I'm going to catch some shit for this, but Daredevil with Ben Affleck in it. Only because Jay Stingray, you starred in that, didn't you?
I did. I did. I was blind.
People shit on that movie. They say it's bad, but I mean, we didn't get many superhero movies at the time, so
I liked it. I agree with you.
I liked it. I loved it. Colin Farrell's Bullseye, even Kingpin, I liked. But we'll see.
Who was Kingpin? Got passed away.
Michael Duncan and Michael Clark Duncan. And rest in peace.
I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he was good as Kingpin too. That was actually one of the shining moments of that movie. Is his Kingpin parts.
Lawrence, did you like the Daredevil Netflix series?
I tried, man. I gave it a shot, but there was just too much talking in the beginning. Someone told me to give it a second shot, but
I made it through the first season, but I like lost my Netflix account for a while, and I never picked it back up when I got it back.
The guy who played Kingpin in that, I love.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's the best Kingpin.
Yeah, he's perfect.
All right. Cool. We're back on you, Corey.
Well, my second honorable mention, I guess like Greg's, the first Avengers.
Nice.
I mean, I like the movie. I like all these movies, so it's not that it's lesser to me, but I guess it's one of those, like we said before, had to go somewhere. So,
What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, Jonathan?
And again, with this list, it's kind of like I try to like write down the ones I could think of and how rewatchable they were for me. So, and that's kind of how I ordered them. So,
but Corey, did you grow up with the Avengers? Like, I mean, I know you did, but
wasn't there like an Avengers movie with Uma Thurman or something? So that's like the only Avengers I knew of when I wasn't like a comic book guy. So, yeah.
All right, Dustin, on to you. What's your next honorable mention?
My next honorable mention is Shazam. And
this gets better and better. Oh shit! We lost the guy because you said
this is gonna get wild, man.
I liked the Shazam movie. I thought it was one of DC's better films. I don't know. Again, I don't know much about the comic book because DC comics just never were my thing. But I like the movie. And I also had Logan on there as my 4B. So
that would have been a good 4B. That would have been a good 4 period.
I really just put Shazam and Suicide Squad on there to piss Lawrence off. So
I think it's Justin's list is gonna piss me off. That's what I think.
Wait till we do the hot women list next week. That'll be
God.
Some people really pissed off.
Oh,
that one's gonna be great.
My number 4 is Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, Ant-Man is great.
I actually forgot about that one.
You forgetting about a superhero movie, Lawrence? I don't believe it.
Well, I mean, they're all about the same.
There's so
all those
many
Marvel
though,
movies.
man.
Yeah,
Like that was another one that I just left off, but it is a really good one. Like it was hard for me because I like all the superhero movies. I'm not burnt out on them, so I'm a sucker for a good superhero movie. I don't give a fuck about all the stupid comic book gatekeeping bullshit.
But I thought Paul Rudd was like excellent. Like I love him in anything, but he was perfect for that Ant-Man role. And I was shitting on Ant-Man. I seen the trailer. I was like, this is gonna suck. Finally, Marvel's fucked up, but they didn't. You know, Ant-Man was my favorite of that year. So.
You know, I had Paul Rudd on my stud list.
Yeah,
that is true. You did. So
he
at least deserved an honorable mention. All right, my number 4 is also Daredevil. It was in my honorable mentions.
Nice.
So.
Wow.
Because I like that movie, man. It's one of the gets a lot of hate, but
Greg, I know why you liked it though.
Why?
Because it's got the Sopranos cast in it. You know, AJ's in there as that little bully in the alleyway.
Oh wow, I didn't realize
that was him. Yeah.
Who else is there other than him?
Oh, I would have to go back and rewatch it, but there was a couple, man. I just can't.
That's all you had, wasn't it?
That was also
no. They did a. Go ahead.
I think a reason why a lot of people hated that movie because that was like peak Ben Affleck hating time. Like when he was with Jennifer Lopez and he did Geely and just everybody just.
How can anyone hate Ben Affleck?
I don't know, man. I think he's a great actor. So.
Let me ask this: did anybody watch Elektra?
I was going to say
I owned it. Yeah,
I like it.
Okay. I didn't know how good it was or bad it was. So.
Yeah, the director's cut, I think, is the better one to watch on that.
Right.
Okay.
Dude, Jennifer Garner. Yeah. But my turn now. Number 4 was the Hulk, the Eric Bana one, the Ang Lee Hulk. Well, I seen that in theaters, and again, this is around that time where we just got them when we could, superhero movies, and I was blown away by it. Watching it now, people complain there's too much talking, but it's good, man. I mean, it's the Hulk beating shit up, hulking out, and the music to it was good. Nick Nolte's in it, so
that better not be the only Hulk movie in your list.
There's only 2,
okay.
So.
There's only 2, but all right.
To put that one in there instead of the Edward Norton. Come on, man.
Okay, go ahead, Corey.
All right. My next honorable mention. This is a movie I remember really liking when I watched it. It's been a long time since I watched it, but Dark Man.
Oh, that's
that's a good one. I liked Dark Man.
Liam Neeson, Larry Drake, kind of a classic Sam Raimi. So, so yeah.
Was it better than the Swamp Thing?
I would say so.
Those two are so different movies.
Lawrence with his randomness.
It's like asking, was it better than Dumb and Dumber?
All right. My number 3 honorable mention was Blade 2.
Great pick. I applaud you for that one.
I like all the Blade movies, but Blade 2 is probably my favorite one.
It's near perfect.
Yeah. And it was another one, like you said, Lawrence, like back in the time when there wasn't like just superhero movies being pumped out. So, and he's kind of like an anti-hero too. So that's kind of cool.
Greg, highlight Jace's comment.
Honorable mentions to all the old superhero movies from 1940s to 70s. Okay, yeah.
My number 3 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's that new one came out. The
animated.
Yeah. That one is good.
We'll allow that, Jay, even though I forbid the other guys to have any animateds in their list.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That one was a motion picture, though.
Nobody
I didn't want to say
rules.
anything. Yeah, I got kind of quiet. I was like,
sorry.
But actually, that it's amazing. I love it. That might have been my number 1 if we did animated. That's the reason I kept them out. But yeah, it's awesome.
Well, that one was an actual movie that was in theaters. It wasn't because there's a lot of animated comic book stuff that could have been added that it would just jumbled up the list.
Yeah.
But that one was an actual movie, so.
All right. What are we on? The number 3 honorable mentions?
Number 3.
Is a movie Lawrence was going to get pissed if I said it was my number 1, but it's not Lawrence, so don't get mad. It's Joker.
No, that's a good pick.
Joaquin Phoenix.
The Joaquin
Joker.
Phoenix one. I actually really like that movie.
Yeah, that was another one that I left off, but I did really like that one too.
When a
thought
movie
he was
comes out
actually-
there, when a movie comes out that's about like a superhero or villain that you tell everyone that they definitely should watch because of how good it is. It's got to make my list somewhere because I was telling everybody to go check that movie out.
It's
Here's the
definitely it's good as just like a film in general too, and the
Yeah.
acting is really good and the story and everything. So
Well, the director based it off Taxi Driver. He was like, he wanted to tell a story, but he had to sneak it in as a superhero movie or a Joker movie. But I thought
It
he was
shows.
better. I thought it was better than Jared Leto, as Joker. I know I might catch some hell for that, but I think he
agree
was a
with you.
better Joker.
no, I agree. I agree too. I thought he was a pretty good Joker. So
I think if I put on makeup right now and pretended to be the Joker, it'd be better than Jared Leto's Joker.
He didn't get a chance to shine. That's not necessarily his fault.
You
But
probably look more like Sid Haig.
Yeah.
all right.
Shout out to Captain Spaulding.
rest in peace.
But my number 3, and Greg, don't you dare get mad at this. Ninja Turtles, the 80s, the 1980s one.
Oh,
the animatronic guys. Was it puppets or animatronics?
They were. It was dudes in suits.
Yeah, those were
they were-
suits.
Yeah.
Okay,
Their heads were puppets. I think.
yeah, that I
Or
grew up
robots.
with that, man. I seen that when I was a kid, and I had 3 other brothers. We were all Ninja Turtles. We always had our ones we were. And that was
Which
just
one were
like-
you?
I was Leonardo, the blue one.
Oh man.
Everyone picked Raphael. I had an older brother who was a dick, so he had to be him. He was Raphael.
You know what, Lawrence? You're right. I am mad about that, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I didn't have that on my list at all, and it should have been there.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Well,
mad.
I didn't. Is Ninja Turtles? I mean, I know it started out as a comic book. But
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't really
comics
think it was a
origins.
Yeah,
comic
it
book.
counts.
Yeah, it counts, man. They're
Yeah.
just because there's 4 of them doesn't mean it's not
Well, those are fucking great
hero content.
movies. So,
Yeah, and it had
What-
comics.
what-
origins for
did
some
those come
reason.
out in the 80s? God damn, am I that fucking old?
The movie was 90,
Late
right?
80s. It might have been 90. Anyone in
Yeah,
the
I know the
comments
cartoon
knows?
started in the 80s, but the live action movies didn't number 2 have Vanilla Ice in it?
Sure did.
Oh man,
The Secret of the Ooze.
I
was
love
that?
those movies, man. I've seen every single one of them in the movie theater.
Which one would you say y'all's favorite? Secret of
Probably-
the Ooze or the first one?
Oh God,
I know number
Definitely not
3
the
is no
third
one's
one.
favorite.
I'll go with the first one. I guess.
First one.
I gotta go
Yeah,
first.
probably the first one.
It's so dark, man. That's what makes it
Yeah.
so good.
It's hard to top the first one.
And then they kind of, toned it down a little bit going forward. They didn't actually use their weapons after part 1.
Yeah,
They,
that was stupid.
they had them, but they didn't use them.
Yeah, that's like Wolverine in the X-Men cartoons. He would just slash people's clothes with his claws, but not stab you. Or he cut through metal or something, but never people. But Corey, you're up, man.
All right, I put this one on there because I'm not a big fan of this character, but I kind of enjoyed this movie, and it was Spider-Man: Homecoming. Really liked the relationship with Peter Parker and Tony Stark through it, and anytime you get Michael Keaton as a villain, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah, I like that little nod to him as
Mhm.
Birdman too. Get it?
yeah,
That is true also. That was Kevin Nash as Super Shredder.
I
Whoa,
didn't
I
know
didn't realize
that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Greg, what did you say, Greg, earlier? You said that he looked like somebody. Kevin Nash. No, he looked
He
like
looks
that guy from Don't Breathe.
Yeah, Don't Breathe. He looks like the guy from Don't Breathe now. Dude, he's aging like incredibly fast, man. I don't know what this dude is doing.
the agent in dog ears.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. So I'm like, you're not even that old, man, but you look like you're like 86.
Nobody talked about the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles, but I mean, there's something to say.
Yeah,
I couldn't get through it.
Just wasn't them.
they're decent, but they're just not.
It wasn't them.
Nah.
Can't top the 80s ones. All right, Dustin, I think you're up.
All right, my number 2 was a movie, a comic book movie. I always say is a real sleeper, and that's the movie Venom, the new Venom with Tom Hardy. Like I didn't even watch. I didn't go see the movie in the theater. I didn't think it was going to be very good, and I watched it on streaming one day and was pleasantly surprised. And now I've watched it like 3 times, and I can't wait for the new one to come out. I think we watched the trailer on a few episodes ago.
You said Venom?
Venom, yeah,
dude. They're gonna bring him to the Tom Holland Spider-Verse, I think, because they're gonna do the Carnage thing with Woody Harrelson.
The Carnage movies I think comes out soon, and Woody Harrelson is Carnage.
Yeah,
that's gonna be pretty awesome, I think. So
right.
Yeah.
Venom is my number 2.
My only complaint is that Spider-Man's not in it. That's my only complaint with. And some of the origin stuff was kind of, not cool, but.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to have a Venom and Carnage movie without Spider-Man.
Yeah, I didn't know that, by the way, but
I think maybe I guess because it's Sony and it wasn't Disney, probably all that shit is all convoluted up. So plus I guess they just wanted to give him like his own origin story without Spider-Man taken away from it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of why I didn't watch it initially, because it wasn't going to have Spider-Man in it. And I was like, I gave it a chance.
It was good. I liked it.
See, my number 2 honorable mention is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, I like that one.
More Spider-Man.
I actually don't think I've seen that one yet.
it's the one with Mysterio
Really?
on it.
Yeah, you should watch that one.
I don't think I've seen it yet. I think I meant to get around to watching it, and I just never did.
Jake Gyllenhaal is a pretty good Mysterio.
I had a theory, man, that that was supposed to be what's his name? The guy who played the first Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. That wasn't supposed to be. And this may just be a rumor or theory, but they always looked similar, and they couldn't get Tobey Maguire because I don't think he wanted anything to do with it, or maybe there was some controvery with him because he's been kind of wrapped up in shit. So
they're bringing back the other two Spider-Mans for this new Spider-Man movie.
That's what I heard. I hope
so.
That sounds cool, man.
Yeah, it's not a hope anymore.
Spider-Verse,
it's like a confirmed thing. There's actually a photo, I think, floating around of all 3 of them in their suits.
So Toby and Andrew Garfield both are coming back, huh?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man's trash, though. I don't like
it.
That.
Really is.
It is. It's the concept, though. It's the thought that counts.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a really bad Spider-Man.
I mean, as Spider-Man himself, he was okay. Once he took that suit off is when everything went to shit. That's Peter Parker. He was terrible. But so I'm next. My number 2 is also going to be controversial. It's the 1989 Batman.
Whoa!
I'm shocked. Wow.
That's me too, Greg. So we might as well talk about this together then.
That's your
Both
number 2 honor. That's your number 2 honorable mention.
It's my number 2 honorable is the 1989 Batman.
Well, I don't know.
I'm surprised at that from you though, Greg. But hey.
Well, the reason it's on my honorable mentions is because I saw it not too long ago again, and I remember whenever Batman Returns came out, everyone talked about how they didn't like it as much and such like that. But as the years went on, man, I actually started to like Batman Returns more than I did that Batman, because it captured that darker tone that Batman is supposed to be. I mean, Gotham City was terrifying in Batman Returns. It was dark, it was gritty like it's supposed to, and it was just the movie. I just liked it better, man. It was more well put together. The first Batman movie is kind of a mess whenever you look at it as a whole. But yeah, it just didn't age well for me. I do love Keaton as Batman. He's one of my favorite Batmans.
Hey, Jamie, thanks for stopping in.
Oh yeah, what's up, Jamie? But yeah, he's one of my favorite Batmans. And why can I not remember his fucking name outside of the suit right now?
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, yeah.
Okay. Well, my reasons for putting it in there. Yeah, my reasons for putting it on the honorables and not in the actual list is because I missed it by a few years. I was born in '93, so I was always in the '90s Batmans and the 2000s ones. So I caught it later. Like I went back and seen it, and '89 Batman hasn't aged well. I don't think. I agree with Greg on all his points. Really? I think it's a little bit of a mess, but I don't know. It's kind of slow. I don't know if you go back, it's not as action packed as the other ones, but that's what I got. So it's my number 2 as well.
Agreed, Jess.
To be debated. Corey, go ahead.
Well, my last honorable mention is Batman Begins. We've seen that Batman origin story, I don't know how many times now, but I feel like that movie does the best to like flesh out that whole story and goes through his training, which is pretty cool to watch. And I just think it was a good start to that Nolan trilogy. So
just a quick question, Corey.
Yeah.
How many Liam Neeson movies are you going to throw into this list? Dude?
I don't know. I figured he's overpowered in Taken too, so I got all 3 Takens down here.
The Neeson wins.
Maybe you're right, Lawrence. Maybe Corey will win after all.
All right. Well, here's my controversial number 1 honorable mention: the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man. You're gonna
it
you might have to get kicked off the stream.
It kicked off this whole superhero thing, and it was it was cool and all, but like as far as in the rankings of all the movies, it's probably down lower on the list. So
I'm actually kind of shocked that's in your honorable mentions. I thought it would be higher.
I mean, I thought about putting it in the top 10 somewhere, and I couldn't leave it off the list like I did some of the movies.
Exactly, Jess.
But it had to be my number 1 honorable mention because there's so many more I like better. So
interesting story here, Ben. Whenever the penguins are like carrying his body towards the end of the movie, I got sad.
That's the fun fact.
A little tearjerker for me.
I thought you were gonna say the penguins were like, I don't know, like they were really like they were real. Weren't they animatronics or they were real penguins?
Well, they were robots.
They were robots.
Or puppets.
Gotcha.
I don't know how you're going to train real penguins to carry Danny DeVito around.
Yeah, right.
Crazier shit's been done, man. But so yeah.
Is this to me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. Okay.
That's a good one.
I like Sam Jackson. That's the one with Samuel Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass.
What I love about that movie is the pacing and the build. And the climax is just pays off. So
did you?
That's why I really like that movie.
Have any of you seen the sequel to that, Mr. Glass?
I've seen all of them.
I haven't seen it yet.
I love it, man.
Well, I mean, the true sequel is Split, and then the sequel.
Yeah, if you want to get technical, yeah, that's true.
Hmm. Yeah, Split is. I love Split.
Mm-hmm.
I just liked how it was the ultimate villain to Bruce Willis's good guy.
So, on to me. Dustin's going to be shocked about this one because I boasted about this being probably the best of those type of movies. But my number 1 on honorable mentions is Captain America: Civil War.
Oh,
that's a good pick.
Out of the modern day ones, I think it's one of the most well put together of the movies. So, I just really enjoyed it. The whole build, the build, and then the climax of Captain America and Iron Man going at it was cool.
What team were you on, Greg? Were you Team Iron Man or were you Team Captain America?
Oh, Team Captain America all the way.
Yeah, gotta be Team Cap all day.
Nice. All right, so it's up to me, and this is gonna make some heads turn. But I had a tough one with this, man, because the way my regular list was in my honorable lists, but I couldn't. Superman 78, I got for my number 1 honorable mention. Here's why. Jess, before you get in and start chastising me, only reason that the 78 Superman is on my honorables is because I couldn't put it any lower than my number 1 pick, but it deserved to be higher than my number 1 pick. But for a personal standpoint, I couldn't do it, but I didn't want it to be low in the regular list neither. So it's an honorable number 1.
It shouldn't even been on the list, but
Dustin Hush. But that's my reasoning. So, but I love that movie. Christopher Reeve is best Superman, hands down. Period. End of discussion.
What the fuck is that movie doing on your honorable mentions? As much as you talk about Superman,
because I can't put it
Because he's got to
lower.
save room for the rest of the Superman
Yeah, and
movies on his list. Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4,
Quest for Peace.
Batman versus Superman. That's probably his number 1.
Oh, that's good. Corey, you're up.
All right.
was the 78 version the one where he like turned back time by?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Flying so fast he could turn the world around. See, Dustin, none of your superheroes could do that shit.
Yeah, that sounds fucking lame as fuck.
Think about it. He's so fast he can turn
That's
the world
dumb.
around.
That's dumb.
That's smart.
Nope, dumb.
Stop thinking about it from a physics standpoint, okay?
The Avengers
You know
built a
damn
whole
well
motherfucking
you know
time
about
machine
physics.
so they could go back in time, okay?
All right.
was
My
it?
number 10 has been mentioned already, but it's Blade 2.
Yes. Good pick.
I think it's the best of the Blade movies. I even can watch 3, you know.
Yeah,
I
another
watched
better.
it first out of curiosity because of Triple H, and I can still watch it. But Blade 2, I think, is the better of the 3. So
Yeah, they're all good, but 2 is the best one. Like 1 is like, it's good, 3 is good, but 2 is just, it's overall the best one.
mhm.
All right, my turn now.
Yeah.
All
It
right,
is your turn.
my number 10 is Kick-Ass.
What the fuck, Dustin?
I fucking love this movie, okay? I know it's probably not really considered a real superhero movie, but I love the concept of somebody thinking that they can just be a superhero and just making a costume, no superpowers, kind of the whole vigilante thing. I love that movie. It was funny. So that's my number 10, Kick-Ass.
Did you think he was handsome?
He was handsome, especially when he got buff.
He kind of looked like you now that I think about it.
And what's the girl? What is the girl
Hit Girl.
hero's name? Yeah, Hit Girl. She's awesome too, and Nick Cage is in it. So it's just
Yeah, I
it's
forgot
just
he was-
overall. I just
Slaughterport
love
agrees with you. Kick-Ass would make his
Yeah,
number 10,
nice.
his top 10 as well. So
it. Definitely a good one. And Kick-Ass 2 was good too. Not as
First
good
one.
as number 1, but it was still good. I liked it. Didn't make the list.
what you got for your number 10, Jay?
Logan.
Yep, that's a good one.
Very
I
good.
was always a big Wolverine X-Men guy, so
Can't go wrong with that. You know, people like cried. I seen that in theaters, and people like stood up and applauded and cried at the end of that movie.
It was
Died.
the end was sad.
weird.
Like I cried at the end of that movie too. I didn't stand up and clap or anything, but
No,
it was,
they got weird in there. They were.
Why would you clap at your favorite superhero
It
dying?
was like tears of joy. Like they were applauding because this was like the last time we'd see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That dude's a soldier. As much as people talk about Robert Downey Jr., like that dude deserves an Academy, Congressional Medal of Honor or something because he did like 20 years as a character. Who's ever done that?
That's true.
He's teasing coming back, so
I'd love it. I wouldn't object.
Don't you think anyone that claps at end of a movie when on the way out should get punched?
yep.
Yes.
They go along with the people that clap when you land on an airplane.
Yes.
I think
Oh yeah, I forgot about those guys.
Actually, no. I think Bradshaw should pop out somewhere and give him the clothesline from hell.
I think that
Make
too.
him do a backflip while doing it.
I
Yeah,
clapped
I've-
at the end of Dark Knight.
I've mentioned
Yeah, they did.
I've mentioned the airplane thing too. People clapping after the landing. What was the alternative? Just die in a
Yeah,
fiery
death.
We made it, guys.
crash.
Got hijacked, man.
Alright, my number 10 is The Crow.
Good choice. Good choice.
Talked about it before. Once Lawrence mentioned that he saw it, we talked about it. I love it. I love everything about the movie. It's dark. It's everything that type of movie needs to be. And plus, it's got that story behind it with Brandon Lee getting killed and everything during the making of it. So, but the movie itself is just good, man. They tried to recapture that magic they had in that first movie, and they just couldn't do it because everything that came past beyond it was shit.
That's because Edward Furlong has the face of a 12-year-old. Like, he doesn't age neither. The guy
You know
who
what?
played it.
You know what line I always think of anytime someone brings up that movie, though? It's whenever he finally meets up with the villain at the end. I can't think of his name, but he's like, caw, bang, fuck, I'm dead.
Oh, he was a great villain.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
No, say the other line, Greg. It's a bad day to be a. Or what did you say?
It's like, it's not a good day to be a bad guy.
Classic. All right, so for my number 10 is Batman Forever. I know people give Joel Schumacher shit because he came out as gay, and they say it's the gay Batmans. This one gets a bad rap because it's tied with Batman and Robin, but Batman Forever is not as bad, not by a long shot, and it's just fun. I mean,
well, the biggest criticism I
design.
see about it's everyone talking about all the butt shots and boob shots.
And the nipples on the
The
suit.
nips, yeah, nips are a big part of it.
But in my opinion, man, it's like Jim Carrey did an excellent job as Riddler. I think
he did.
was a good Riddler. What a weird casting too. Tommy Lee Jones was bad as Two-Face. We get that. He was corny, kooky, but it's just fun, man. What did we say, Greg? He looks like he had chewed up Starburst stuck on his
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a chewed up Starburst.
Great,
shit.
Great soundtrack too.
Oh
Yeah.
Because Fire Rose. Yeah.
It did have the
I actually like
stupidest
that
ending. It had the dumbest ending of any Batman movie ever, though.
Go ahead, Greg. Break it down for us.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense, man. I know Batman's all about planning and shit, but he decided, you know what? There's going to come a moment when Two-Face is going to be flipping his coin, and the only way I'm going to be able to stop him is to carry a pocket full of change, and when he flips the coin, throw it up so he panics and falls off a damn cliff.
Yeah, he would have had to know that he would have been held at gunpoint by Two-Face in a fucking like standing over a water pit and have him throw the coins up at that one moment. He would have had to know all this in advance. No way. That's the only criticism I have.
I don't know, man. I just dumped a pocket full of change in my change can tonight, so he might have had it just from daily, expenditures. So
Fat suit ain't got no
late in the
damn
night.
pockets. Fat suit ain't got no damn pockets.
He used his prison pocket. Just,
it's my turn.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, my number 9 is the first Iron Man. I like kind of like Dustin said, it kicked off the whole Marvel universe, and what the hell?
I'm adjusting the
Fixing
order. There we go.
No. Kicked off the whole universe, and I like how he becomes Iron Man in it, and kind of the whole movie as a whole. So I had to put it at number 9.
All right. My number 9 is Deadpool.
I thought that'd be higher on yours.
Now, it's
Deadpool.
again like
Fuck Deadpool.
there's so many movies that so many of these movies that I like that I just kind of left some of them off because I just wanted to talk about these ones. So Deadpool, good, fucking rated R. Just Ryan Reynolds is the perfect Deadpool. And I mean, he didn't he like have to like shoot like a 5-minute short of the movie to even like get the film to get produced? Like he went through a whole bunch of shit and got it done. And I just like Deadpool, and Deadpool 2 is good too. So
I like that Deadpool was ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was fucked up. And I like how that was a play on, like, how superheroes are usually handsome and shit.
yeah.
But he was. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Ryan Reynolds is great.
Yeah, and Ryan Reynolds
Except
is
as
just
Green
the perfect
Lantern.
Deadpool.
He's a stud
yeah,
too.
yeah.
He is definitely a stud.
But the perfect guy for that role, because that's kind of how Deadpool is, in the
Yeah.
comics. Perfect guy.
Well, hold on. No, y'all keep saying he's the perfect Deadpool. What about that shit in X-Men Origins?
That wasn't Deadpool.
Yeah, I got some explaining to do because that
was
Deadpool.
back before they perfected the superhero movie. So
that movie's trash, though.
yeah,
Oh, it was bad, man. Oh,
That's what made Hugh start second guessing being Wolverine.
And that fight scene with them is all pretty terrible, real cheesy.
Yeah, the whole movie sucks.
Was it Kevin Nash with Sabretooth in that?
No, it wasn't Kevin Nash this time.
Somebody was, one of the big wrestler guys was Sabretooth in one of those movies. I forget.
In the earlier X-Men's, yeah, it was, I forget the name. Was it Test or some shit? I can't remember.
My number 9 is Captain America: The First Avenger. I was just blown away by how good that movie was. You know, I wasn't expecting much because people kind of shit on the Captain America comics. I've always liked them.
The one thing I'll say about those, what they did with the Captain America character, is they made him way cooler than he is in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the comics, he's more like just a beefed up cop essentially.
He's like a discount Superman.
Yeah, but in those movies, man, they made him look like he could contend with any of those motherfuckers. So.
Well,
don't ever compare Captain America and Superman. Lawrence.
You're right. Superman's way cooler.
They're both like butts of jokes, like because they're both nerds, in the respective franchises.
Yeah.
Superman will kick the shit out of Captain America. I'm just saying.
All right, Gray, come on.
Unless Captain America had some kryptonite in his pocket or something, and then Superman would be powerless because.
Yeah, Tyler Mane, he was Sabretooth.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you're right.
All right, so up to my number 9 is the Incredible Hulk, the one with Edward Norton. Yeah,
I was gonna put that one on my list because I do like that, and a lot of people don't like that movie, but I just left it off. But
I like that movie because that's the truest version of the Hulk you have ever gotten on screen.
Yeah, and I don't understand why people hated the movie so much, but I liked
People hated Edward Norton. They say he's I don't know, he didn't get paid enough, so he ditched the role.
Dude, when he, I forget what Tim Roth's character was in that movie, but when he kicks the shit,
Abominable.
Well,
say that word.
He became that later, but like when he was still like the soldier with just the serum and shit in him. Like when he kicked the shit out of him into that tree, I'm like, holy shit.
I think Norton has a reputation of being hard to work with because he always tries to take over the production.
Yeah, that's what
and I think that's what happened with him.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck that, because I hate that Russo. What's that guy's name? Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. More on him later.
Well, what's your number 9, Lawrence?
My number 9
Superman 7.
No. Blade 1. Me and my brother seen this, and I had no idea it was a Marvel property until later. But I seen Blade. You got Stephen Dorff as Deacon Frost, and that fucking end scene where he throws the sword and he's like, "Nice shot, you missed," and he's like, and it blows up, but the sun shines in, he gets fucked up. But that movie was classic for me. So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried.
Is it better than 2?
The end fight scene was kind of disappointing in Blade 1, but like the build up and everything all the way up to it, like the movie just progressing was great. The nightclub scene was fucking awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, the nightclub scene, classic. And his relationship with Whistler was just perfect.
Yeah.
There's some really bad CGI at the end of that, but I give it a pass.
There's a lot of bad CGI in all those.
Yeah.
All 3 of those.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch it now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my number 8 is V for Vendetta.
That's a good one.
Just a great movie. It's been a long time since I watched it too. I need to go back and watch it, but was a big Natalie Portman fan, and she was great in it. And Hugo Weaving as V, and just a cool movie.
Can Hugo Weaving? Hugo Weaving just wins in everything, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Does. Even as Red Skull, he's perfect, man. It's like he can't do no wrong. Him and Liam Neeson both can't do anything wrong.
It's one more Taken movie, I think. Might be wrong.
Number 8,
right.
Dustin?
My number 8 is Spider-Man Homecoming. And I love this. I think Corey mentioned it before. I love the the Tony Stark and Spider-Man relationship, and I love Tom Hiddleston or whatever his last name is as Spider-Man. Tom Holland, yeah, he's definitely my favorite Spider-Man. So I think he does the Spider-Man perfect.
Is he the handsomest one?
Probably, yeah. I don't know, because Andrew Garfield is probably more handsome, I would say, but Peter Parker Peter Parker wasn't really handsome though. So
right,
none of them made the stud list, so they ain't shit.
But like Spider-Man's my favorite comic book character, and I think he does a great job as Spider-Man. I love that movie, so it's my number 8. Right, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Jay the Stingray.
I'm going Iron Man next. Started it all, man. You know.
That's true. My number 8 is the first X-Men movie.
Nice choice, man.
It was so, for me being an X-Men fan, seeing it come to live action just blew my mind. Did they fuck up the story a little bit on it? Sure. But you know what? I got to see Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, all those characters in live action, and the casting for it was pretty good, honestly, for most of them. So
the first 2 X-Men movies were great, and then they kind of got after that.
3's not as bad. I rewatched it recently. It's just all over the place. There's nothing.
3 was when Bryan Singer went and did the Superman movie, right? Is that right?
Yeah, he was doing Super Returns.
And then I think he came back later on after that didn't work out.
Yeah, I think Brett Ratner did that one, and it shows. I mean, it sucked. The third one was just it was missing something, man. It didn't suck, but it was just missing something.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Hugo Weaving had a daughter. Who's Samara Weaving? Does anyone know who that is?
No clue.
I think she's an actress too.
That's what I'm taking. She looks pretty good. Y'all ever get a chance to look at that?
Oh yeah. She's done a lot of like horror films. She was in the Babysitter movies.
Right.
And,
okay.
All right.
Back to me.
Yep. Back to you.
All right. My number 7 is.
Whoa! I think I got skipped. Did we do?
No.
What's your number 8?
My number 8 was The Mask with Jim Carrey. I'm sorry, guys. Got distracted.
The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
that's a superhero movie, Greg.
I guess. Yeah, I can't really argue it.
Yeah, you can't argue that. It's got comics origins. It's a Dark Horse property, but The Mask. Y'all seen this? I mean, it's what can be said about it. That hasn't been said. It's probably Jim Carrey's star vehicle. It's the thing that propelled him. Some people say Ace Ventura, but I think The Mask is the one that built him.
I think it was Cameron Diaz at her hottest too. By the way.
Totally, man.
Shit, yeah. It's even got that guy that plays those villains in the 90s, Peter Green. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was in Blue Streak as the bad guy there.
Yeah. He's a good bad guy, actually.
Yeah, he's a great bad guy.
P-A-R-T-Y, because I gotta.
Smoking, yeah. Shit was classic. That's what I got.
Cool. Well, my number 7 is Thor Ragnarok. I feel like this movie is like one of the best Marvel movies in combining the comic book plus like some comedy in there. It's the perfect balance between the two. And I just remember it being like a fun movie through the whole thing. So,
Greg hates Thor Ragnarok.
No, I don't. It's probably the best Thor movie, honestly, in my opinion.
No, Greg, you brought up a good point.
It's definitely the best Thor movie.
All the Marvel movies are the same. I don't care what no one says. Thor's funny, Hulk's funny. Everybody's funny in Marvel. Everyone is the same. It's like they go to the same comedy club or something. They all have the same sense of humor. They all have the same interests, it seems.
Hey, you know what's the same about DC movies? They all suck.
Oh no!
I was going to say that I fall asleep through them all. No, I'm talking about. Well,
and
I mean,
then they try to
recent
redo
ones.
them with a 4-hour director's cut, and they still fucking suck.
You know what the problem is, Lawrence? What you was just talking about is it's like all the superheroes had aspirations of being a comedian, but
I
failed.
thought you were going to say they all had Asperger's.
Yes.
that too.
Yeah, DC. I mean, I'm not going to argue with their movies suck. DC needs to step their game up.
The thing about the Marvel movies is that the thing that they do so well is that they appeal to everybody. That's their thing. Is it's not, and it kind of pisses off some of the more like loyal comic book gatekeeper types. But the reason why they do so well in the theaters and make so much money is because they appeal to everyone. They have a little bit of everything in it.
That's
Comedy,
the thing, though, man, is
action, story. Like, the people that hate Marvel movies are mostly the comic book nerd gatekeepers.
But that's the thing, man.
That's not true, man.
I kind of side.
True.
I kind of side with the nerds because everything is being taken away from the nerds, man. They take Dungeons and Dragons, fucking Star Wars, comic books.
And what I have to ask is this: how come only when it comes to nerd stuff is there gatekeepers, but there's no gatekeepers for a FIFA
there's
match?
Gatekeepers for everything. There's gatekeepers. There's
but only the nerds are
gatekeepers.
Only the nerd ones are told to calm down and sit back and let their stuff get taken over and run down. But you don't tell a soccer fan, "Hey, man, let that dude suck."
How many Marvel movies before were just awful and flopped?
A lot. You're right.
A lot. They had to change the formula to make it appealing. Now it's the only
Fantastic Four movie.
All the Fantastic Fours.
All the Fantastic Fours are pretty bad.
I mean, like the '90s one.
Yeah,
I didn't even know there was one.
Check it out, man.
Is that the one with? Which one was that? Like the '90s one? Is that the one with
I don't think anybody you know is in it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
probably not.
I probably haven't seen that one. Then.
It looks like a 2005, film, I think.
Fantastic.
I refuse to watch that Fantastic Four shit where they were like kids. I wouldn't watch it. I just
Fan Four Stick. That's Fan Four Stick. The one where they the kids and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That just sounds stupid.
Because the way they did the font was like Fant, and they thought they were clever by putting the 4 in the middle and then Stick. So everyone just mocked them and called it Fant Four Stick.
All right, is it up to me? Is it my turn?
Yes, it's you, I think.
Oh, okay. My number 7 is Chronicle.
Oh, good one.
Shit.
I fucking love that movie. I've rewatched it numerous times. It's just, as far as like one of those like found footage type movies, it's one of the best ones out there.
Greg, you skipped me and Jay just for the.
Oh, I asked, is it my turn? Everyone was like, yeah, go.
Go ahead, Greg. Finish up, and then I'll go.
But no, I just love the movie, man. It's awesome. It's a fun movie. The kids find the power in the cave, and then they all.
Who was the bad guy in that? What the like?
Well, one of the kids ends up turning into the bad guy from the powers.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, remember on one of our old podcasts, Lawrence, where I was going off about, I was like, his name's Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I
like,
realized
this dude's
that
name,
too.
Michael Jordan.
When I realized that you take the B out, he's Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
All right, Dustin. Well, since I skipped you, you're next.
All right, my number 7 was mentioned also by somebody, but I think by you, Greg. Captain America: Civil War. I loved all the It was the first like before like Infinity War and Endgame, where the first like coming together of a lot of the characters together, and it was just really well done. And it also introduced Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So.
And that was the best version of Spider-Man you had gotten for a long time.
Yeah. Yep. So, Civil War, number 7.
My number 7 is Son of the Mask. No, I'm joking. It's
I forgot about that even existed.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy. I haven't seen it, but I heard
we don't care what his name is. That movie does not exist.
No, Shazam is my real pick.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I like Shazam. That was
like I was so blown away. I wasn't expecting anything. I don't know anything about the comic or anything, and I really enjoyed it. And at that time, I hated virtually everything DC was putting out.
Yep.
Jay,
Sorry,
we gave him
sorry,
shit.
Lauren. I'm sorry, man. But
No, we gave Dustin shit for having that in honorable mentions. You have that in your actual list, so it looked like a Nickelodeon movie. That's the only problem I had with it, man. And the bad guy was just an old bald dude. He didn't. There wasn't even like a way to CGI him to something bit like bigger or better. Or I know it's Dr. Savannah, but in the comics he don't even look like that. He looks more comic booky. But
yeah,
DC followed the Marvel formula and they fucking won with that one, okay? And then they went back to their stupid shit that they always do. So, Zack Snyder.
Okay, we got a bone to pick with him too. To be discussed later. So,
all right, Lawrence. Well, you're up since I skipped everybody. So,
my number 7 was Iron Man 1. For a lot of the reasons Jay said, it's the one that kicked it off. But Robert Downey Jr., I knew of him in the 80s. Actually, I didn't know of him at all until he did this movie. And I heard he was doing drugs beforehand or something. He was kind of washed up, but
he just stumbled on set.
Yeah,
there you go.
He took over that whole decade. Like Robert Downey Jr. was just on fire after that. Everyone wanted to be him, and Iron Man really kicked off the modern age of superhero movies.
And he's really the perfect Tony Stark. He plays that character perfectly to the T.
And he's like Christopher Reeve, and like Christopher Reeve is the only Superman. He's the only Iron Man. Hugh Jackman is the only Wolverine. Like they own those roles. They can't be replaced and someone brought in on a moment's notice to replace them. They're just so ingrained with the characters. Mm-hmm. So that's what I got, guys. Corey?
All right. Well, my number 6 is Avengers Infinity War. Of course, this is like the first half of what kicked us, like the ending of the big, however long a movie line we had of Marvel there. But I prefer this half, I guess. It's kind of like the old Clerks thing, Greg. It ends on such a downer. Everyone dying. Of course, everyone knew people were coming back, but I don't know. I just had an enjoyable time with that first movie there. So,
Corey, did you cry when Spider-Man was pleading not to disappear?
No, my daughter was though.
Yeah, people were crying.
I said, "Suck it up."
There was some 40-year-old lady.
I cried.
Yeah, she was like next to me by herself in pajamas.
I don't even care. I cried, and I couldn't talk about it later. When I was telling somebody else about it, I couldn't talk about it.
Let me tell you what happened next. Spider-Man.
Seriously,
Spider-Man.
Talking about it.
No, dude, like this lady was next to me and she was pleading with the screen for them not to take Spider. She says, "No,
where do you go watch movies at? Like, who the fuck? Like, your Django Unchained story and like all your like, where the fuck do you go watch movies?
I don't know. I need to stop going there, but these people are there and they just feel so like they're just like this lady was like, "Please don't do this," and I'm like, "He's coming back."
My daughter was pissed. My daughter loves Spider-Man. She didn't cry though, but she was upset.
I'm more interested in the story of this 40-year-old lady in her pajamas at the movie theater than I am the actual movie.
She's officially given up, huh?
Yeah, she stopped. Yeah, Disney owns her soul now.
Hey, Dusty.
Right. I'm next. Number 6. My number 6 is the OG Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson.
Okay, gotcha.
As the Joker. I love that movie. It was like one of the first movies I saw in the movie theater as a kid. I think I was about 5 when this movie came out.
Right.
And I had all I got all the toys from the from that movie and the Batmobile. And
Dustin.
What?
For future reference, the OG Batman is Adam West.
Okay, whatever. The OG Batman movie from 1989. Yeah, I know. Adam West, OG Batman, whatever. Nerd.
Dustin hates nerds, man.
I know I don't.
I'm just messing with you.
You are one. Dustin is one. He's just in denial.
I'm not. I am a nerd. I've never denied that I'm a nerd, okay? I'm just a cool nerd.
I mean, we're doing top 10 superheroes. I think it's pretty safe to say.
With cool hair. Yeah. I'm a cool nerd with cool hair. Okay.
You look like a mad scientist.
My hair is wacky today. I've had a rough day. I'm glad I even made it to the podcast today. So
We are too, Dustin.
Yeah, we are too, man. It's gonna suck if I had to read your list for you. I wanted you to say it yourself.
I really wanted to be in on this one too, so I could fight with Lawrence. All right.
Number 6 is Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think we've already talked about that one a good bit.
Spider-Man: Homecoming was good.
All right.
Hey, I wanted Jess is saying there were actually Batman serials in the 1940s that were live action, so I guess that's OG. And nerd alert, Jess Graham.
Lawrence.
How did you not know that?
I knew of it, but
hey, I don't know who played the 1940s Batman, but he's the OG Batman. Okay.
All right, you got me. You caught me.
All right.
My number 6 is Logan.
Did you cry at the end?
I teared up. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
I loved that movie, man.
And the movie was so good.
Lawrence, I think me and Lawrence were talking about it the other day, and he had forgotten that Xavier killed all the X-Men in that movie. Like, he killed most everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did forget that.
Because he lost control of his fucking powers and shit.
He was dark, man.
Yeah.
The whole movie was dark. And I loved that movie. And it definitely made me emotional. So
my only gripe is, why can't they give him his suit from the comics? I don't understand why Spider-Man can have his suit. Everyone else gets their suit, but Wolverine has never been in the yellow.
Yeah,
didn't they teased his suit though once, didn't they? At the end of in a post-credit scene.
I think so.
Does anyone in the comments know why? Does anyone just know why?
Because he turned it down in the first X-Men movie. Yeah. Remember? He looked at it and he's like, "This looks ridiculous.
Okay,
I'm not wearing this shit."
But I mean, shouldn't he? Why not?
I agree with you too, though, Lawrence. I always wondered why. I mean, he's still a good Wolverine without the suit, but I always wondered why he didn't have his OG suit, because I love that Wolverine suit.
Yeah, we all like it.
I gotta say, maybe I may be alone here, but I can't imagine anyone better than Hugh Jackman at that time to play Wolverine.
No one. Not even now. No.
He's too tall. But other than that, I didn't like him at first, but he did grow on me quite a bit.
Okay, yeah, I actually got to watch that, Ben Grimm, the Japanese Wolverine film. I hadn't seen it yet.
It gets a briefcase with the suit. I've
seen that clip. I guess it's in a different version of the movie, but I've seen the clip on YouTube of the.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I kind of want to see it now.
Yeah, I seen it like a year ago on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Lawrence, your number 6.
My number 6 is The Crow. We mentioned it before. I had seen it for the first time recently, and I've heard people talking about this movie, especially women love this movie. But I seen it for myself, and I was immediately in love with it. The look of the city, the way people talked in it was straight from comics, and it's just Brandon Lee was just perfect. Sucks that he died so soon, because you can see he could have been great in anything.
I wonder if there's a Crow NECA figure.
Dude, there's Crow Hot Toys, NECAs. You can find Crow stuff everywhere. It's
Greg, did you lose your light or something? You're dark.
Did you lose your life? What do you guys?
Light.
Oh, sorry.
Talking about when I did that?
Yeah, you would disappeared for a second.
I was gonna say Greg never had a life.
Fuck you, Lawrence.
Watch your mouth.
I'm sorry.
All right, Corey.
All right, now that you all talk shit about this movie, my number 5 is Batman Forever.
Wow.
I don't know what it is about that. There was something about that movie when it came out that I was like all about it. There was a lot of hype behind it, and soundtrack's awesome. That's probably Nicole Kidman at her hottest.
You ain't lying.
And I don't know, just something about it. I really can't pinpoint why I kind of liked it. But
I can help you out. It's
those nips, brother.
It's the nips.
That's what Lawrence likes, the butts and the nips. That's his.
Aren't the cod pieces really formed on them?
Yeah, it's right here. It's right
Does
here.
that have the nipples on it?
This has the nipples on it. Like I don't know if you can see it. Let me take it out of the fucking packaging. Why am I being a nerd?
Oh, don't take it out of the package.
Shut up, James. Yeah, it has the nips on it.
It's
like
not supposed to come out of the box.
I don't know if you can see them.
Oh,
I can see the
them, yeah.
nips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
so
That's
there.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
All right, fine. I'll go with the nips. That's why I liked it.
But no, but Val Kilmer is like the best. But he was so.
I think he's an
underrated.
underrated. I think he's an
Right,
underrated
thanks.
Bruce Wayne because he's kind of klutzy at times. You know, he's fucking with her door. He knocks her door off the hinges at her office and is fucking with it. And
Yeah, and he's also the voice, man. And that's what's so tragic with him getting the cancer and him losing his voice. He had the best Batman voice outside of Kevin Conroy. Period.
Actually, in the suit Batman, he's probably my second favorite.
Right. He's a good Batman. You know, he's underrated.
so. Anyway,
Dustin.
moving on.
All right. My number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I love this movie, probably because I have a lot of daddy issues, and this movie is all about daddy issues. So
That's the one with Kurt Russell, right?
yeah, that's the one with Kurt Russell where he finds out his real dad, and then
Fucking Kurt Russell, man.
I can't think of his.
Perfect.
What's the freaking blue guy with the mohawk's name?
Michael Rooker?
Rooker.
Yeah, and then he realizes that actually the guy that raised him is actually his real dad, which is I can relate to with my.
You cried, didn't you, Dustin?
Oh yeah, I fucking bawled like a baby, dude, like a baby. But it's because like I said, I got daddy issues, so I can relate to that story
Dude,
pretty well.
I gotta say, Guardians of the Galaxy is all the Marvel movies just on steroids. Like if they just found their formula and just threw it on just acid. It's just funny from beginning, middle, and end.
And you love all the characters. Like I like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 too, but that one I have some deep emotions about Guardians 2, so that one's had to be in my top 5.
Okay.
Cool.
And yes, I cried like a baby.
Jay.
Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire film.
Nice.
Yep, that's a good one.
choice. Good.
Very
I'm
good
not-
choice.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm sure it probably doesn't hold up that well, but Doc Ock.
It does. But Doc Ock in that movie, that guy, Alfred Molina, great villain. Great.
And they're
great
bringing
Doc
him
Ock.
back too
Oh, cool.
They need
as
to.
Dr. Octopus.
Yes.
I think
Well,
this next Spider-Man movie is going to be pretty epic.
I'll
I'm
go
going
ahead
to
and
the theaters
say
and seeing it.
Sounds
that
like
my number 5 is also Spider-Man 2.
Wow.
And I've said this many times. I've said it to you, Lawrence. I think Spider-Man 2 is the best superhero movie ever made.
Whoa.
Well, it's not your number 1, so
Yeah.
Yondu. That was
No, I'm saying it's not my number 1 because it's not my favorite. I still think it's the best
All right, Greg.
because
I agree.
it does everything, man. It delivers exactly what a superhero movie is supposed to deliver.
It's one of the best sequels in cinema history too. It's up there with Godfather 2. Just start naming the great sequels. So it tops the first one definitely.
It was right around the time I got a PSP, and I remember it came with Spider-Man
Yeah.
2 on
I remember
whatever
that
the hell
also.
you
that
called it.
fucking game, man, was gold.
How much of a disappointment was Spider-Man 3 though? Like,
Oh, probably the biggest in my life, honestly.
You know why that was?
well, I mean, for one, it had to live up to Spider-Man 2, which is really fucking
Exactly,
hard to do.
Not
And then
just that.
but there was a lot of reasons, like fucking Topher Grace's portrayal of fucking
Stupid
Venom
ass
was
decision.
awful. Yeah,
But
I can.
Sam Raimi couldn't do what he wanted. He wanted to do something that was going to be epic.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of handcuffs on during that,
Yeah, he
that
definitely
movie.
did.
So
Sandman. Was that the one with Sandman?
yeah,
The top of Thomas Hayden Church. And, emo Peter Parker is just, I don't know.
He was all it was sucked. Like the emo him, and that's where all those memes came from, right?
Yeah.
The Bully Maguire. That's its only contribution to humanity is it became a meme. So
bad.
my turn now. It's my number 5 was X-Men 2, X-Men United, or was it X-Men? Yeah, X-Men United. X2, X1, all the great things, and elevated it. And William Stryker was just perfect, man. Like his grievance for why he wanted the mutants dead, his hatred for him, because didn't they like his son made his wife kill
was
herself?
Archangel. Wasn't his son Archangel?
Yeah.
No, not William Stryker's son. William Stryker's son was a dude in the wheelchair who had the power. He had like Magneto's power. He could.
No, that wasn't his son. That was just the guy he was using to pull off his plans. I don't think that was his son in the movie. I think his son was Archangel.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
we both are right about that.
Are we sure? Comments. Save me. I know somebody in there.
Don't say it.
You realize after this episode, we're all gonna like counterbalance this. We're all gonna have to go find a bar fight to get into this week at some point, right?
No, that's why we're doing the hot girl list next.
I guess.
Yeah, the hot girl list is going to redeem us.
Yeah, but but X-Men 2, X-Men is my number 5. Do y'all have any thoughts on that, or is it just like you had Nightcrawler?
I agree with you. It basically did what the first movie did, but better. The only reason I picked the first movie over that one in my list is because it was the first time you saw live action X-Men on film.
Yeah.
So it had a special place to me for that alone.
I actually like quite a few of those, or I like all of those, actually, the Fox movies, and I get a lot of shit for it, but I didn't have any on my list just because I didn't think, I like them, but I didn't think they were particularly like good movies, just in my opinion.
Right on.
You'd have been all right. I got Batman Forever at 5, so.
All right, Corey.
All right, my number 4 is Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I've heard it said before that a lot of people consider that kind of like this generation's Star Wars movie, and I kind of agree. It's kind of got something to appeal to everyone, and especially younger kids, I think, would really kind of gravitate to those characters.
Yes. So Ben corrected us. Dude in the wheelchair was his son, and Archangel was a son of the senator. That's right. I remember now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, what me and Jay was just trying to say is Archangel at least had a daddy. That's all we were getting at.
What Ben is saying is y'all were wrong. So thank you, Ben Grimm.
For once, Lawrence was right.
I think I'm going to win this list. I think
No, you have fucking 1978 Superman on there, so you lose automatically.
According to Jess, this is the only opinion that matters.
All right, Dusty.
All right, my number 4, everyone already said, but Spider-Man 2. So, I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man better than Tobey Maguire, but it's pretty close, 1 and 2. And like Greg said, it is pretty much the epitome of a superhero movie. And it's hard to top, but yeah, Spider-Man 2 is my number 4.
This is going to be kind of controversial, but have y'all ever? I never thought Kirsten Dunst was that hot, man.
I did.
I was into it.
Yeah, me too. There was a point in time, man, when Kirsten Dunst was like my chick.
She's a redhead, so yeah, automatic.
All right, she's going to be on the hot list, guys. So just stay tuned for that.
Won't be on Lawrence's hot list.
A hot chick list. So, all right.
Is it to me?
Sir.
Yeah, you're.
Deadpool, number 4.
Good pick. We talked about that one. Is it? I never read the comics, but is it accurate to the comics or anything? Or
yeah, he's like I said, he's the best Deadpool. Like he was the best pick to play that character.
Like tonally, they nailed it.
Yeah.
Y'all know he's a play on Deathstroke. Like the same creator made him, but got fired from DC. And as a joke, he made Deadpool to kind of fuck with DC's Deathstroke. So it's kind of cool how they did that. A little fun fact.
And they did it better. Imagine that.
The first issue of Deadpool is the only comic I've got that's worth anything. It's worth like a couple $100 or something.
Don't sell it. Don't.
My number 4 is a movie I'm shocked hasn't been on anyone's list yet, as far as I know. Is The Punisher, the 2004 version with Thomas Jane.
Yeah, that was one that I just left off. But it's a good one.
I love that movie, man. I think it's one of the best. If you're going from comics, like a portrayal of the comic to screen, it's one of the best that was done, period.
Have you seen the Netflix version? The what's that guy's name?
I have.
It's
all right. The first season, I saw like the first season. It's all right, but it's still, I don't know, man. It's something off about it to me as far as being a Punisher fan. I think it's the actor. I think it's the actor, man. He's too
trying too hard.
Yeah, he's too try hard. Thomas Jane captured it perfectly. When he needed to be a badass, he was a badass.
Yeah, he had a Clint Eastwoodness to him.
But he was also depressed, as the Punisher is supposed to be, because the Punisher is doing all of this out of revenge because he wants to kill himself. He wants to die. So
another Kevin Nash villain.
Yep. But I love that movie, man. From beginning to end, the scene in the diner is one of my favorite movie scenes ever. When Mark Colley comes in and starts playing that damn tune on the guitar as what was his name? I can't remember the villain's name at the time, but
wasn't
Henry
it
Heck or
Tom
something.
Travolta?
Yeah.
John Travolta was the main villain, but Mark Colley was one of his henchmen.
That movie was disgusting. It was fucking like they used pliers to pull that dude's piercings out. I actually like cringe every time. Like, that's fucking nasty, man.
It's just a rough scene.
And somebody really got stabbed in that movie too. I think it was Kevin Nash got stabbed, or maybe he stabbed Thomas Jane, but somebody was actually stabbed on accident.
That movie was almost my number one. I'll just say that right now, because Lawrence, you know how much I boast about that movie and love it. So
I don't know why, but yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us what your number 4 is then, since you think you
This
can
is
top
gonna surprise you.
Superman.
This is gonna surprise all y'all. My number 4 was The Dark Knight. I got it at 4.
I knew somebody was gonna put this on.
Dark Knight. I seen it. I had pre-ordered tickets. Midnight screenings was there. People were dressed up. It was one of the best. Another theater story. Figure that. But yeah, I was at the movie theaters. Had my cape on, Batman shirt. Blown away by this movie. I felt I should have paid like $20 to see this. It was just, I'd never seen nothing like it. Never had a movie theater experience like it. Not since. People were moved by this movie. Heath Ledger's performance was just like, every time he was on screen, people shut up. It was like magical. You know what I'm saying? It was like my favorite movie. Seeing it later at home, now that the dust has settled, I think that it's not really a Batman movie, but a crime thriller with Batman characters in it. That's the only reason it doesn't rank higher, because I don't feel like it's a straight comic book movie. It's just if you took comic book characters and made a crime thriller out of it with the characters in it. But
isn't that what a comic book?
No,
basically is anyway.
Not really, because like Batman Forever.
I mean, a Batman movie in general is basically that.
No, they're more like swashbucklers, and they focus on Batman. This is a Joker movie with Batman just happens to be in it. That's my only grievance with it. Is like, and it's just I think that another film is better than that. We'll get into later, but that's what I got to say on that.
I've got an interesting theater experience for Dark Knight Rises.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was a bad joke.
Oh.
Is that a dick joke, Jay?
That's a very bad joke, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually one of the few that doesn't hate that movie. And I don't hate Tom Hardy's Bane.
I think that Aurora shooting shit fucked up all that. Like, when that dude came in and they blamed it on the Joker and said that he was trying to be Joker, and it ruined that whole franchise. No one wanted to come back to do that film.
Yeah.
But
I know it really.
I can't wait to hear what Lawrence's number 1 is.
Was really a sour spot for Heath Ledger. He wasn't coming back to do that for sure. So after that,
well, I mean, actually, there was another thing too that what's his name, the director,
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. Honestly, was so shaken up by Ledger's death, he didn't even want to make the third movie. He wanted to just stop there, but all the demand was there, so he went ahead and did it anyway. But they said he was really fucked up from Ledger's death. So,
Well, dude, you're working with this guy 24/7, and then one day he's not there. You know, saying like he's dead. You know, you were just talking with this man face to face, and you know.
Do you guys think it would have been as successful if Ledger didn't die?
Yes and no.
I think it still would have been.
Yeah,
I do.
because the performance was too good.
But
You couldn't even tell. You didn't even know it was him.
You're right, but it would have lost its mythical status. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of myth legend status that he had in that movie.
You have Dark Knight at 4 on your list, so
it would also it would also have taken away had Heath Ledger been back for the third movie.
You pissed Dustin off so bad he just left. I knew this was going to happen eventually.
You were working for me. You kicked him off the string for his comments.
Well, Corey, while we wait for him to come back, you want to go ahead and come up with your number? What are we at, number 3?
Yeah, my number 3, you guys have mentioned it, The Crow. Again, Brandon Lee, what can you say? Killed too soon, obviously. Had a bright future ahead of him, and he's just great in it. The whole movie has that, those horror elements, which I enjoy, so... yeah, I'd put it at 3.
All right. My number 3 is Avengers Endgame. It was the conclusion to the 10 years of Marvel, and it was done well. And they brought back the people that died. And the end scene, even though Greg hates it because of the woman scene, is great.
The what?
You hate the all-woman scene at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah, Greg does hate that. The all-woman super team-up. He said it was too much of a chick moment.
I just
why weren't they making sandwiches is what Greg was wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they all come back at the end, it's awesome. I loved the just the culmination of all these movies that we spent the last 10 years following, and it all coming together, and it was done perfectly. So, in my eyes,
good choice.
So number 3, Avengers Endgame.
But dude, no, tell me this: it should have been Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor confronting fucking Thanos at the end, because Hulk never redeemed himself. That's my only grievance, is he never did.
Yeah, Greg had an issue with that too whenever we talked about it with the Hulk character, and I agree with Greg too. That
I have an issue with that movie as a whole. As a matter of fact, my issue, I say this about it.
Fuck out of here with that girl.
I got scared for a second.
Anyways, that's my number 3, Endgame.
This is going to get interesting now. All right. My number 3 is Blade 2.
Oh,
nice.
Talked about it quite a bit. I'm a big Blade mark. So,
yeah.
How do you feel about the new Blade, Jay? Do you think it's going to ruin the other ones, or?
I'll watch it, man. But I mean, Wesley Snipes, man, you can't beat him.
And I just don't see why. Like, why are they making another Blade? Like, why reboot that? Like, and I think it's going to take away from the originals, but I don't know. I do like the guy that they have picked to play him.
It's the guy from True Detective, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, his name's he's got a weird name. It's like Muhammad something, I think.
I'm probably not.
Dude, that's the guy from True Detective, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be good. I can see him doing it.
Well, allow me to give y'all some breaking news. That's actually the new Blade movie is actually going to be a comedy, and it's going to star Kevin Hart, because all the superhero movies now have to be comedies.
Shit,
Greg, what is your number 3?
My number 3. Let's pull up my list here. My number 3 is Superman 2.
Oh, Lord fucking Jesus!
Good pick. Solid.
I mean, it did everything the first movie did, but better. You had Lex Luthor and General Zod both as villains, and then Zod had his little crew with him. And the movie was just incredible. Anyone who doesn't like that movie, I don't understand.
There's no soul.
You just don't like Superman, period. If you don't like that movie, you don't like Superman. That's just all there is to it, because it was a perfect Superman movie, in my opinion.
Greg, did you cry when General Zod told Superman to kneel before him, and he did?
No, I didn't. I don't cry as much in movies as Dustin.
It's only started in like the last 10 years of age. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. Some movies, like every time I watch The Green Mile,
I don't know if it's
the
like
eyes
a
start to
getting
water
older
up.
thing or what, but for some reason I seem to get more emotional when it comes to films and stuff and lately.
Kids.
I definitely do when it's like kid shit.
Yeah.
I'll say this: I cry when it's not when someone's being sad, but when someone's trying to be good. Like when someone's like, being decent. Like Radio, where he was just a good dude. That made me cry. But my number 3, is that what we're on? Was Avengers, the first one. I, seen that in theaters, and there was actually somebody who turned around at my little brother and told him to stop kicking his chair. And stupid ass experience that happened. In a theater, yes, another theater moment. But
have you ever had a good theater experience?
No, I guess they don't like me, dude. I guess you
got to stop going to church to watch movies.
You have that over fucking Dark Knight?
That's because we're talking about superheroes. Like as a superhero, straight up, just
it's superhero / villain.
Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? It's just a straight up superhero pulp kind of film.
I didn't even put that one on my list.
I don't know why, man. Avengers 1 was solid, dude. Because
it is solid, but there's so many movies that are better.
Bro, no, because
you have it over the Dark Knight.
I do, because I think it's the better superhero film.
I got news for you, Lawrence. You ain't winning this fucking list.
Yeah, your list, you lost when you put that at number 4.
So you're telling me that Avengers doesn't deserve to be high up on the list? Avengers 1. Tell me, look me in the eyes and tell me that Avengers.
Looking you in the eye, it's not on my fucking list. I didn't put it on my fucking list.
Well, you don't count, man. You had.
I'm a bigger Marvel fan.
You had Shazam in your honorable mentions. You had that on your list, Jay. This doesn't.
Hey, listen. you put the Dark Knight at number 4 on your list. Okay,
it's in my.
That means you have 3 movies above it. Anyways, Corey, it's your turn.
All right, my number 2. It's been mentioned before. It's the 1989 Batman. I think I was about 12 years old when this came out. I mean, I talked a little bit about the hype of Batman Forever. Was no hype like the hype for Batman 89 when that came out.
Definitely. There was like trading cards and T-shirts.
Yeah.
You walked in the movie theater. There was tables of merchandise. Like, yeah. It was the whole experience.
As the first movie of my childhood, I remember a hype for like that. And I don't know. I love Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's a guy that when I heard was going to be Batman, I just did not see it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't see that working.
Mr. Mom over here.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I don't remember seeing very many people wear Batman shirts until that movie came out. Mm-hmm. After that movie, you saw Batman shirts like fucking crazy.
Because they were at the theater. Like when you walked in, I can remember, and I was only like 5 when this movie came out, but I can remember walking in the theater and there was a table and it had all the merchandise, T-shirts, hats, there was trading card packs, cups, everything, and everybody bought one of those shirts on the way in.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I just love the movie. I love the Prince soundtrack. I think that was great with it.
It's okay.
Just all in all, maybe there are some issues with the movie, but I can overlook it and have a good time watching it. So.
Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Kim Basinger being in that. Yeah, she was hot.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Tim Burton when he was still good.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, he was rock solid back then. Like,
he couldn't do no wrong. But what's cool about that, Corey, though, was like before that you had Adam West. That's all anyone knew.
Yeah.
And so for them to come and do this with the black suit, the gothic look, it was just insane. So
I think too, like at that time, I was too young when the Superman movies were hitting. The first one came out, I was 2 years old, so I wasn't really like paying attention to that. I was kind of like the perfect age for a superhero movie to hit at like 12.
Right on.
And yeah, it was an exciting time.
Dustin, right. I know you're so angry at Lawrence, but go on with your number 2.
All right, my number 2 is Infinity War, and I put it above Endgame because that the way it ends with everybody dying, and like Corey said, people are coming back, but It made you feel things, and so that's why I put it above Endgame. Because
And it made you cry.
Dustin's
Yeah, I
number
did
one
cry.
is going to be Doctor Strange. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and call it now.
my number one will be better than your number one. Okay,
We'll see. We'll see.
'Cause-
So you didn't cry in Avengers when he said
I did. I just said I cried.
okay, in Avengers when Hulk says I'm always angry and he morphs into the Hulk willingly and you realize he's always Hulk. He's never just Bruce Banner.
Oh, you're talking about Avengers 1?
Yeah, Avengers number 1.
No, I didn't cry.
Why would you cry during that?
I don't know, Greg. It was a good line. I liked it.
Isn't that the Greg biography film? I'm always angry.
If you watch the Dashing with Gregs, you'll believe that.
I'm always grumpy. That's Riggs. He's not angry. He's grumpy.
Definitely,
He's grumpy.
definitely, Ben. Definitely the best
Yeah,
Batmobile
best
that's in
Bat.
that movie.
Yeah.
And what
Lawrence
about
will not agree, but
the Batman Nintendo game was pretty bitchin' too.
it was
that
fucking
came out after
hard,
it.
man.
Yeah, it was
so hard.
Was that Sunsoft?
All those Nintendo games were hard, man. And different era.
That Ninja Turtles regular Nintendo
man.
game was the hardest
God.
shit of all time.
First one.
The Ghostbusters one was hard too.
Jess not giving a lot of love to Infinity War there.
Okay, Jess. See? Great minds think alike.
So Jay, what do you got for your number 2?
The Dark Knight.
Oh,
See?
It's probably on my top 10 of all time films. So I'm a big fan. Saw it on opening night and just blown away. And I mean, strangely enough, I wasn't the biggest fan of Batman Begins. I like it okay, but I was just blown away by this movie.
I feel the same way about Batman Begins. It was just, it was good, but
I'll say, I liked Batman Begins. I think it's a better movie than people give it credit for. But moving on, I'll go ahead and say my number 2 is also The Dark Knight. And complimenting Jay there, man, this movie absolutely blew me away. Like the scenes, like anytime Heath Ledger comes on screen in that movie, you can't look away. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing something around the house and you just got the TV on, if one of the scenes comes on with him in it, you're stopping whatever you're doing and watching it, because he steals the scene every time he's in it. But it's just amazing, man. It's an amazing movie, and it definitely deserves a higher rank than Lawrence gave it.
Yeah, Greg.
well, come on, Lawrence. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Spider-Man 2, and Greg said it earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and use Greg's words.
I can't hate on Lawrence's number 2.
Greatest superhero film ever made. Why? Because it does everything the superhero genre is required to do. It's just, it shows him at his lowest. It shows him at his greatest. It has the love interest, the romance.
And the villain was done perfect.
The villain was perfect.
It's better than putting Avengers above Dark Knight, I guess.
Dude, Avengers was like a monumental moment. I think you're just forgotten that time or that era. But Avengers was like a big touchstone.
Oh, yeah.
But Corey, you're up, buddy.
All right. Well, no real surprise here. My number 1 is The Dark Knight. Much like my thoughts on Michael Keaton when I heard he was going to be Batman, I felt the same about Heath Ledger as Joker. I'm like, really? That guy?
The guy from Brokeback Mountain is going to be the Joker?
The guy from Brokeback Mountain.
The 10 things I hate about you guys popped in my head. I'm like, how's he going to be the Joker? But
don't forget about the Knight.
Yeah, he killed it. And, I was just looking up the runtime of that movie. It's 2 hours, 32 minutes.
Wow.
It's a special movie when you want more after 2.5 hours.
Definitely.
Right on.
So,
Yes.
it's just had to be at the top of my list. So,
Yep. And my number 1 is also The Dark Knight. Just pretty much everything Corey said about it. It's a great movie. You want more. Heath Ledger's great. It's the best superhero movie ever made.
So both you guys had it.
Number 4.
It's the
Both of you
best
guys
crime
had it at
movie
number
ever made.
1, and then Greg and I both had it at number 2. So I mean,
I'm curious to see what y'all's number 1 is. I don't
Like
have
no
my Lawrence number
childhoods.
1. It'll be shit. Probably it'll probably be Fast and Furious 9 in
It's
space.
superhero.
They do go to space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do go to space.
afraid to say mine now.
So, all right, let's go, Jay. What's your number 1?
I'm going with Blade.
Should have said
the
Avengers.
original.
Love
Well, you
Blade.
did say you were a big Blade mark, so
I was actually working at the theater when this movie was out, and I was really into like techno music. And when I was cleaning up the theater, like it was, the end credits song is pretty badass. Great soundtrack. Great movie, man. It's got some terrible CGI in it that I can forgive. But I think it does still hold up. Like with the
Getty Massacre. Get him in
the-
here, Greg. Highlight the comment.
Yeah, we did say Logan. Logan was my number 6.
it was in my honorable mentions.
was my number 10.
Was it in your list at all, Lawrence?
Probably not.
No, let's just skip on that. Well, Jay, what were you saying?
I think I was finished. Just great cast. It's really dark tonally. The opening sequence with where the blood's raining down on the rave,
Yeah,
I think is really cool, really well done. And you can't beat Wesley Snipes. So, but apparently he's really hard to work with. So that's probably one of the big reasons he's not coming back. I think on part 3 he kind of refused to leave
Didn't
his
he go to
trailer.
prison for taxes or something?
After
Tax
3. Yeah.
evasion. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard Triple H talking about like having a hard time working with him too, or something.
Yeah, like he wouldn't leave his trailer. Like, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot Triple H was in Blade, one of the Blade movies.
He
He was in the
yes.
third one, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was great too.
Moving on, my number 1 is going to piss Lawrence off. My number 1 is V for Vendetta. I love that movie. I love everything about it. I don't really have a bad thing to say, but better than The Dark Knight. The dialogue in it, man, is just so good, and plus that type of character, the whole, he's a hero, but he's also an anarchist.
He's
Trying to
actually
kill
a
this government.
terrorist, dude. And the comic, you love the comic more than the movie. It goes.
I need to
much
read the
deeper.
comic because you always say that the comic is so much better, and you always
yeah.
shit on the movie because of the comic. But I like the movie, man. Hugo Weaving, Natalie Portman. I mean, it was awesome. I loved
Because
it.
they toned him down in the movie. Like in the book, he's really insane. There's nothing likable about him. It's like he's a straight up anarchist and a terrorist. He does not care about killing innocents. Like he's a straight up nutcase. But yeah.
Maybe my opinion will change after I read the comic, but as for now, the V for Vendetta is my number 1.
Yes, sir. Gotcha. My number 1, and all y'all talk shit. But Batman Begins is it's my number 1, man. I'd seen it. No, you need to rewatch it, Dustin, because Greg was right when he said that
That's your
people
number
don't give it enough
1?
credit. It's my number
That's your
1.
number 1?
Batman Begins. It's about
let him say
Batman.
why.
Yeah, let me say why, man. Chill. It's about Batman from start, middle, end. It's not, it's a Batman movie, and the pacing in that. Once he comes back from training with the ninjas, it just hits the ground running. He gets the Batmobile, he gets all the gear, and it's just hitting the mythos. Meeting Gordon, the bat signal at the end, and I still get goosebumps in the end when he turns the card over and it's a Joker card, and it sets up that whole legend, the Batman mythos, and all that. Just a perfect movie, man. You got to rewatch it, Dustin. It's better than it's one of the best films I've seen. It's aged really well. That's all you have to say, Dustin, is just this.
Yeah, no, I disagree highly. I've seen it multiple times. It's not.
You know what, Lawrence? I'll give you a little credit here. I actually like Batman Begins more than a lot of people. I thought the Scarecrow character was done very well. Sure, they didn't do him how he was in the comics, but it was still creative the way they did it. And the fear toxin was awesome, man. Like the effect whenever he actually hit people with that toxin was fucking awesome.
And it's got Liam Neeson, so it's got to be perfect, doesn't it, Corey?
Yes.
And then Gotham City, like the way it looks, in Dark Knight they modernized it, but in Batman Begins, I love the nasty, dirty look it had to it. So
Yeah, it was. I mean, it gave you the Batman that you always wanted in a movie. So I understand where you're coming from on it.
thank you.
It's not.
But it's not a better movie than The Dark Knight. I'm sorry.
Nah, I mean, but is it
It's
a better
not number
Batman
one.
movie? Okay, not a better film, but better Batman movie, one that doesn't like push him to the background.
I mean, you make it out like Batman is not even in The Dark Knight. He's still
he
in
might
the
as well
damn
not
movie.
be. He's so overshadowed by the Joker.
Just
that
because
it might as well have been
Joker's
titled.
performance and his scenes were more captivating doesn't mean that Batman wasn't a part of the movie.
When you show up to the movie theater and everyone is dressed up as Joker and not Batman, it's a little bit different. Joker took over that whole movie completely. But I'm done now ranting. Go ahead.
Well, I think like that happens a lot in Batman, though. Like, I feel like the villain takes over every movie to a degree. Like everyone, I think Jack Nicholson takes over that original Batman movie. In the old TV show, it was all about who's the villain going to be this week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think that's just part of Batman.
Going back to The Dark Knight, I'll say this too. I don't think anybody really mentioned this when they brought up that movie, but I actually loved Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face too.
Mhm.
I felt like we didn't get enough of him in that movie. That was my biggest
Was
issue.
he better than Tommy Lee Jones?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
And plus, those films are totally different.
He didn't look like he had a chewed up starburst on his face. So yes, he was better than Tommy Lee Jones. That's not to say that Tommy Lee Jones was bad as Two-Face. It just had a shitty ending.
A lot of people were disappointed that Two-Face wasn't in
Rises.
Yeah, Rises.
Yeah, that actually pissed me off because I think they should have brought him back. The fact that his death was weak in The Dark Knight.
That whole Two-Face storyline in The Dark Knight is probably the weakest part of that movie, I think, because it feels like it's just shoehorned in, kind of. But
Let me get a put down on the list.
Somebody mentioned Ultron on there, Greg. Why don't you give your opinion on Ultron?
I didn't like it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I did.
You hated it. That was the beginning of your hatred towards Marvel movies. Was after Age of Ultron.
The sad part is it's been so long since I've seen it. I don't even fucking remember why.
You said
I just remember that
you didn't like how.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, because I felt like they did not do the Ultron character justice, and they fucking beat him too easy. Because Ultron was a major threat in the comics, and they kind of watered him down. So yeah, I do remember that now.
Great. Remember Mandarin? Like how weak they made him out to be a fucking joke.
That wasn't
Mandarin?
the real Mandarin, though.
No, the real Mandarin in that movie sucked. That was the guy that was the real Mandarin. He in the comics, he's like his Joker. Like that's his main dude that brings him to his knees, kind of.
Are you talking about the Ben Kingsley Mandarin?
Yeah, the Ben Kingsley Mandarin.
He wasn't Mandarin. He was a decoy or something.
Then
The
who
real
was the
Mandarin hasn't shown up yet. I think he's supposed to come into the Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
He's
that.
going to be introduced soon. The actual Mandarin character,
But
or
you know
no,
why
it might be the Ten Ring, Shang Fu, whatever his name is.
What was that? What's that new movie that just came out with Scarlett Johansson in it?
Black Widow.
The Black Widow. My wife was watching that today, and I had zero interest to even look over there once. I'm so over the superhero movies, man. I just am.
I've heard it was good. I mean, I do want to see it, but I was pay $30 to stream it on Disney Plus. So I'd rather see it. I'd rather pay that and see it in the theater.
I like that last comment, Greg.
What was that in reference to? I missed it.
That was my point, being that Dark Knight pushes Batman to the back and Heath Ledger takes over.
Yeah.
I'm with Dustin, man. Avengers above Dark Knight.
You were the one that told me that, actually, Greg.
What?
We were sitting in Walmart and we had this conversation. You said The Dark Knight is one of the greatest films, period. but he said the greatest superhero film was Avengers, or you said that Avengers was a better superhero film. That was like one of your number one ranked ones.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was over 6 years ago, so opinions.
Where
can
was
change.
original Avengers on this list for you, Gray? I can't remember.
The original Avengers was an honorable mention for me.
Yeah.
All right. I'm outnumbered. I'm outgunned. So
Your list again. You disappoint us with your list once again. This
But
week.
nobody had Punisher on their list, so I was kind of disappointed about that.
But
I
you
guess-
love the Punisher though. Like Jay said, he's a Blade mark. Blade is his favorite superhero movie. You love the Punisher, so it should be high on your list.
That's what this is about.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, it's what it's about. It's not a competition, Dustin. You know what I'm saying?
Lawrence,
It's not.
You had Fast and Furious on your sports list. You're forever.
No,
It's like next week on the hot chick list when Dustin has Tilda Swinton at his number one. It's about personal preference.
I mean, my hot chicks list is already done. We can go ahead and
How
do it
can
right
you be
now.
done with yours already? Like mine.
It's done.
I don't have one on mine. So
What I found interesting about thinking about that list was about how much my preferences have changed through the years. Like my number one 20 years ago is not even close to what my number one would be now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's changed many times through the years. So that's what I found most interesting about doing this list.
Exactly. And I appreciate everyone's list. Jay, yours was good. I thought.
I do too. I love hearing everyone's
I love
list.
hearing everyone's list. Good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter.
that's why it's important you don't drop the list because
Oh,
you can
you know
go
what?
forever.
That was a crazy thought. We're not stopping it anytime soon. So. that was all me and Lawrence just overthinking shit.
Yeah, the
I
top
always
10
had a
list is
question,
fun, and I like I like how we're gonna have everyone pick after next week. So I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, Sword and Sandals is coming, guys.
Oh yeah, that's Corey. That's
We said you can go sword only, right? Is that fair?
well, yeah. It doesn't have to be sword and sandals as long as the movie has one of. It has to have one.
Are they on horses and these are swords?
So,
That's
I don't know if they're on horses. I'll have to see. But
if the movie, it has to take place.
like if it's strictly like sword and sandal movies, I'm gonna have to fake a COVID that week or
It's like
something.
is like Lord of the Rings sword and sandal, or is
Well,
that
like when you think about sword and sandals, it needs to be kind of like a period piece as well. Like you don't want to list something too modern as a sword and sandal movie.
I got you.
So, I mean, you can go all the way back if you need to, but like it needs to at least have sword. It needs to at least have a sword, someone wearing sandals, or at least a horse somewhere in the movie,
Fuck.
and shitty clothing also. If we get any movies where people are wearing suits,
Spaghetti Massacre. We have done the hot guys list. It's the stud list. We did
Oh
that
yeah,
last.
go back to
Ah,
last
yes.
week's episode.
Yeah, that was last week's Spaghetti Massacre. Check it out. It was an interesting one. I'll tell you that.
Swords and camel toe is his thing as well. We're gonna. have to
Lawrence
look
let
into
his pride flag fly a little bit.
that. We all did. It's time for me to take my medicine.
Yeah, I think you forgot tonight putting.
Yeah. Putting Dark Knight at
Stop
number
with
4.
that, man. Okay.
So let's see, Corey, Dark Knight number 1, right?
Yep.
Dustin, Dark Knight number 1. Me and Jay, and Dark Knight number 2. What was it on your list, Lawrence?
Batman
Seven,
Begins,
right?
The only Batman movie that matters was number 1.
What was Dark Knight on your list? Though? Was it
Oh,
number
it was number 4. It was still top 5. You know.
4. He had original Avengers over Dark Knight.
Because it's a strictly superhero movie. It's like pure superhero. You know what I'm saying? It's also kind of like a half crime movie too. No, it's just a straight up one and done superhero movie.
So, question for you, Lawrence.
Go ahead.
Do you remember who the villain was in the first Avengers movie?
Yeah, it was Loki. He's still making movies now. You know, he's still got a show out right now.
But how much of? I mean, you didn't see enough of Loki in that movie.
But you saw him in the previous movie in Thor and he was great. Tom Hiddleston, people love him. They would consider him for Bond.
Like all those fucking flying around like bee people things. It was I don't know, man.
Dude, but that's pure superheroism. Like,
That's true. I guess I'm being a little harsh on that.
Here's my argument though with your list, and I'm not knocking you. If you want to have Batman Begins #1, that's fine. But how is that any more a superhero movie than Dark Knight?
Because the fear toxin and Scarecrow, there was that element of fantasy in it.
That's a villain though.
But he wasn't like Scarecrow didn't overshadow Batman. When Batman was on screen, he had the most impact. Now, Slaughterport has said earlier that a good villain should overshadow his hero,
which I agree with.
I disagree with that. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like
But
James
like
Bond.
Corey said though, like Batman, like I think Batman and probably Spider-Man, like the villains are a huge part of the allure of the series.
Do you know why it's so important for the villain to overshadow the hero in the movie, Lawrence?
Go ahead.
Because when the hero triumphs, it makes him that much more badass and that much more of the hero. Because you had this,
and I thought the villain in the villain in Batman Begins is lame. Like he's boring. Other than not Scarecrow,
I wouldn't say that. I would
Rajul or whatever the fuck his name is.
Ra's al Ghul.
Lame.
No, come on. Yes.
I wouldn't say that. If you're a fan of the comics, you can't say Ra's al Ghul's lame.
Lame.
He trained Batman. Like how can he be lame?
Yes, Jess. Lawrence put Batman Begins as #1.
I didn't realize
you lost
that was
Jess
hated.
now.
I see that, but I didn't realize that Batman Begins was so hated. I didn't realize
it's
that
not
was a
hated.
thing.
It's just not. It's not better than The Dark Knight.
As far as, come on, man. As far as this is the thing. You brought up that point, Greg, that the villain.
I
should
feel like you put
overshadow
Dark
hero.
Knight at #4 just because you're the guy that fucking doesn't want to put what everybody else likes at #1.
No. Because after I was done with the movie, after I had owned it on DVD and it sat around for a while, and I had known all the parts to it, all the lines, but I just feel like it's less about Batman and more about the Joker, which is fine because you said it yourself. This is superhero / supervillain list, so I can see your argument. But it's more crime thriller to me than just pure superhero movie, which is why I placed Avengers above Dark Knight. But
somebody said to kill you, so
I know.
I gotta say, what kind of shocked me about these lists, and I didn't have it on my list either, but that I think only one person had the Joker movie anywhere near their list.
That was Greg, yeah.
That's true.
I'm kind of surprised by that as much as people praise that.
It didn't feel like, and like Lauren said, it was more like Taxi Driver than
Joker.
It was like a Taxi Driver remake. I think the thing about that movie is that Joaquin Phoenix shows potential that he could play the Joker.
Well, the reason I put it in my honorable mentions and it wasn't higher is because I honestly feel like you could list that movie in multiple different genres if you did these lists. Like on all these lists, you could list that movie in a ton of different subgenres as well, because it's not just a Joker movie, man. It's more than that. It's different. It's a very different movie. It's like if you introduce that movie to somebody who knows nothing about superhero characters, they'd probably still like it because they're not gonna think of Joker in the sense of a comic book guy. They're gonna think of it as in a sense of this guy was made out to be a joke and he ultimately fucking cracked and killed the guy at the end of the movie. So it's more than its title. So.
Well, would you watch it again, Greg?
Oh, absolutely. I plan to in the very near future.
Yeah, I want to own that.
See, I don't feel like that one's that. To me, I've seen it. I don't feel like I'm going to rewatch it much, even though I didn't like it.
I'm with Corey on that.
I liked Joaquin Phoenix's whatever, Joaquin Phoenix. I can never say that dude's name. I don't know why, but I like his performance so much in it. So I'll watch the movie again just for that, just to see if I can find anything I missed.
Just call him Leaf. It's a lot easier to pronounce.
So I think, Greg, we gotta like expand this invite to people for the Hot Girl list next week. Anybody that wants to bring their lists.
Anybody who wants to join in, We'll make it a damn 4-hour stream if we have to. Shit.
Hey, highlight that last comment, Greg. Spaghetti Massacre is on fire tonight.
Yes, he is. Yes, actually, Spaghetti Massacre, I got out of it for a very long time. I still had some that were just like kind of sitting on my shelf, but recently, since Corey and all the rest of the guys big into collecting movies, it got me back into it, and I love that I have the hobby of collecting them again, because I was explaining this to Lawrence earlier when we were doing a Dashing with Greg episode that it's just something about having a physical copy that feels good than having that digital copy. It doesn't feel the same. Like having something in a folder on your computer doesn't feel as good as having something sitting there on your shelf.
Yeah.
So, like, you know,
there it is. Criterion Collection, Greg. You pick one up? Yeah. Greg didn't. Spaghetti Massacre. Greg didn't even know what that was.
I'm still unsure, honestly. I still think I need to like do some more research.
Careful. You're gonna make somebody angry, Greg.
Well, right now they're having a Criterion Collection sale at Barnes & Noble. You can get them for half price. So I've got to get over there and get Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh, I might go over there on my lunch break tomorrow and see what they got.
It'll still be like $30, all right?
Let me know if they got any cards there.
20.
Cards there, Greg.
Most of them are around 20.
Not bad.
Any cards? Oh, Barnes and Noble's a hot spot for cards.
Yeah,
Lawrence.
they keep them behind the register.
Dustin. I called you Lawrence.
Oh, Lord, don't fucking do that.
Shut up.
Lawrence, it's a good thing we're not in the same room, because I think we would fist fight tonight.
I guess I'll be fist fighting with the comments people too, and everyone in this panel. I pissed off a lot of people tonight.
You piss people off every night. What you talking about?
No, this night was something special.
This was worse than Fast. This was worse than
I guess
Fast
so.
and Furious.
It was worse. I didn't realize Batman Begins had so much hate. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know what, Lawrence? Everybody's been picking on you, but you know what, man? This is our personal list. It's not like you're going by how many fucking awards the movie won or anything like that. It's our personal list. So whatever you choose is whatever you choose.
Well, you know what they say about opinions.
But I will say,
on the
next list, if you put any dudes on the hot list, I'm just kicking you off the stream. I'm just saying.
What if they had a sex change?
Oh, he's got.
Caitlyn Jenner's my number one.
It would not shock me, Jay. It would not.
Elliot Page.
Which one of the Arquettes turned into a chick? Was it there's so many Arquettes I can't keep up with them. Alexis Arquette.
Actually, Lawrence, I did not realize until tonight. Lawrence actually brought this to my attention that the Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski sisters.
Yeah,
he didn't know that.
It's one of them.
I did not know that.
They're both.
One of them.
The Wachowskis
changed, or did they both change?
They both changed.
Yeah, both.
It's wild, man.
What the fuck?
I couldn't believe it. It blew my damn mind. I thought he was fucking with me. I'm like, you're lying, dude. You're lying.
They're
Greg, did they look hot though?
Pull up a picture.
Honest opinion, not really.
Yeah, pull the picture.
They look like their regular self. Okay,
Lawrence, you got a bookmark. Go ahead and pull it up real quick.
Yeah, I do. I'm pulling.
He does. He really does.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
Oh man, it's so bad, dude. It's like, why? Why did you do this? Hold on, here it goes.
Hey, to each their own. I just don't think they make very attractive women. Just saying.
All right, share my screen with you lovely people.
Mean, in their defense, they weren't very good-looking men either. So I mean,
that's what I was gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Greg.
So not. Oh Jesus!
Oh.
The one on the right, it's like they paid more, so it kind of worked out. But the one on the left, man, you just got a wig on. Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, she just bought a wig. That was her transformation.
Like, wanted to save money or something. Like, no,
that's
man,
interesting. Yeah, I'm a Greg. Each their own.
Each their own. This is what I was thinking, though. For the next list, we have to have one chick. I don't care who it is. Needs to be in the panel to comment and make a list. Like us dudes had to make a stud list of hot dudes. There has to be a chick that gets to make a list of hot chicks. I was thinking Jamie. If Jamie wants to join in, you need to finally invite her on this.
Yeah, she usually makes a list every week anyway whenever we do these and we share it, so I'd be down with that. All right, so who won this week, Lawrence? You always choose the winner, so who won?
Did Lawrence win? Dustin?
No, apparently I lost. The people have spoken, and they hated me, so I lost. But the winner is, I give it to. I would give it to Corey. Corey wins again, man.
I didn't win. I had Batman Forever at 5.
No, that's why you win. The Batman Forever alone puts you.
No. I'm not claiming this victory.
Well, Jay brought up a good point, or in the chat, that maybe we should run a poll.
Yeah, there you go.
Run a poll with our viewers on who they think wins the list every week.
I'll post it on the Slackercast Twitter for anyone who viewed to see who they thought won the list this week. So
cool.
I would say I probably won the list because I had Kick-Ass on there. So
no, you had Shazam in your list somewhere in there. In
the honorable mentions, I wasn't the only one that had Shazam on their list. So Jay actually had it in his top 10. So.
If you're going to jail, why are you snitching, man? Why are you taking him with you? Let him live.
If I was trying to win, I would have had some different picks, I think. But
you know what? I'm going to say I won the list because I didn't double up on any characters. I didn't double up on no Wolverine, Spider-Man, anything. I tried to give each character their own. I win.
No, I take it back. Jay wins because he was in Daredevil. He started in Daredevil.
You know what? Actually, that's a good argument. It's hard for me to.
Yeah, that's another good point. I can't win because I had Liam Neeson twice in the honorable mentions.
Lawrence, take that fucking picture off of there, man.
Oh, God. Sorry. I forgot to stop sharing. Sorry, guys. He looked like Kingpin. Actually, one of the brothers looked like Kingpin.
Yeah, I've got one ready to go when we go off air here.
Throw that up now, man. We got 6 people wanting this.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, this is before the other brother transitioned, and look how mad he looks.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like, man. Come on.
Oh, damn it! I'm gonna do it too.
I mean, I will say, does look much happier as a woman.
Look like Lex Luthor.
Spaghetti Massacre must not know my background.
Dusty would be a snack for sure.
Oh boy.
Well, if anyone has anyone got anything else they want to discuss here before we wrap this one up?
It's an interesting list,
dude. Spaghetti Massacre is on a roll. He said Jay looks like a guy not to be messed with in jail.
Actually, Jay, what I've been noticing all night, and I was going to comment on it earlier. What the hell did you do to your beard and hair to make it so shiny tonight? Because I am jealous.
I don't know, man. Is it more shiny than usual?
Yeah, it's like glistening. At least on my screen it is.
Jay, dude, you had
looks like you applied a Snapchat filter to your beard.
Jay, I was on your stuff earlier. I was on YouTube, and one of your things popped up in the recommended. It was from like 10 years ago. It was the Cocktober Fest. What? Oh, yeah. Cocktober.
That's what we should have named our episode last week.
Yeah.
What was that, Jay? Because I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. I seen the beginning, and you popped in.
I did that for like 5 years. Just during October, I reviewed non-horror films, kind of like, putting a spin on it. Everybody else was doing horror films. So
where did the cock come in?
It's very creative, right?
Oh, man. Misleading.
So, Spaghetti Master wants to know your story, Dusty.
Oh, well, I spent some time in jail. That was not a snack. So,
don't let him lie to you. He dropped the soap on purpose.
No. No, that would be Lawrence. Lawrence wants to go to jail. Again. Lawrence wants to go to jail so he can get butt raped, I think.
Dustin held it up. He's like,
it's not rape.
Look, I dropped the soap.
But Dustin,
Lawrence fantasizes about going to prison.
Dustin, what was the hole like? Did you ever get sent to the hole when he was in?
So actually, yes. When you first get put in to jail, they put you in the hole for at least a day until you're cleared. Make sure you're not, you don't have any like weird sicknesses, or you have to be like medically cleared before you can go into like general population. So I spent one day.
What? I thought so. They throw you in the hole to make sure that you're good.
They throw you in the hole to figure out where you're gonna go. Where I was in jail, they had a different, because they got like all the child molesters in one part of the jail. They got all the violent people in one part of the jail. They got all the like people that aren't going to be there for a long time in one part of the jail. So I went where the aggressive people were at.
Spaghetti Massacre. Dustin was innocent. Everyone in prison is innocent.
No, I was very guilty. I was very guilty, and I pled guilty and did my time. So
did you have to join a prison gang at all?
No.
So my question, Dustin, is I remember after you came out, like, why weren't you buff? Everyone who goes to prison gets buff.
This is actually a really funny story. So I spent most of the time that I was in jail, I played basketball and watched TV. That's mostly what I did. And the reason why I didn't work out is because when I went into jail, because this was a military, federal military prison. When I went into jail, I had my boots, and they wouldn't give me shoes for like 2 weeks. I couldn't get sneakers. So I decided, because when I went in, I was going to work out and lift weights and everything with everybody else, but all I had was my boots, and I didn't want to go work out in my boots. So I decided not to work out, and then eventually when I got my sneakers, I just started playing basketball every day and just didn't work out. So I never got buff in jail because I was just playing basketball all the time.
Did you ever make the toilet bowl alcohol?
Oh,
no. No.
It's called Pruno.
Pruno, no. Never did that.
Lawrence over here knowing all the prison terms.
Yeah, I did my homework.
Oh, all right. Before I send us out of here, go around, let everyone promote their channels here. Lawrence, what do you got coming up here? I know you got something coming
I have something
on our channel this Friday.
So don't skip me like you usually do.
I won't skip you, Dustin.
Yeah, I got a couple of things coming up, man. I'm actually going to start something tomorrow, Wednesday, for the first time. It's a little StreamYard thing, 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, just talking Batman news. It's called Bat Fans Only. I kind of play on fans only. You know, as a Batman mark, I just want to just talk about that. But,
what a great time to promote that.
Right.
After everyone's giving you shit for your list.
Yeah, but you got to do it.
Is that going to be on this channel, on the Slackercast channel?
Yeah, it's a Slackercast little playlist I got. And then on Saturday mornings, like at midnight, I play a little radio thing for people, just kind of to relax to. It's Doc Savage, old-timey radio stuff. I've seen people doing it. They used to shadow this horror guy. That's his own thing. But I decided to do like old 1930s radio stuff for like an hour. I thought it was pretty cool.
Give me the title of that one.
Let's Add Some Pulp. So catch that if you're up late.
Yeah, me and Lawrence are talking today. Our channel is basically just a buffet of content. You might see some game playing. We got the creepy classics that we do. We do the hidden gems where we show off cheap stuff that we get out in the wild, as I like to call it.
I need to talk to you about that when we're done, by the way.
Okay. Corey, what you got going on at S'mores Indoors?
Yeah, well,
thanks, Jess.
I'm sure some people have seen pictures of a few familiar YouTube faces that got together recently in Louisville, Kentucky. We will be having a kind of a recap video of that get-together Saturday night on S'mores Indoors. Myself, Jonathan, our buddy Monty's confirmed for that. I'm sure Dan Shine will be there. Slaughterport, I'm sure some other people will be there, but we're going to kind of get together and kind of recap that little get-together. And then the following Saturday, we will be having episode 1 of a new show called Paranormal Pictures. It's a review and discussion show about paranormal-based horror movies, and we're starting with Witchboard. And that will also be the debut of our new third co-host. So check it out.
Awesome. Yeah. Link's going to be in the description there to get to Corey's channel. So check out the description if you want an easy link there. Dustin, what you got coming up?
Well, I just want to promote my energy drink, Raz Energy. Get it on repsports.com. Use cardguy84 promo code. You'll get a 15% discount, and you'll help me earn some money.
How does he already have sponsors?
I don't know, man. TikTok is weird, dude. I'll wait for him to come back so he can finish his.
Well, someone got mad at him.
This
He was supposed
promo
to reveal it.
Check out Ray's energy drink. See ya. And he's back. What horrible timing, huh, Dustin?
Yeah. Well, that's it, though. Just try Raz Energy.
What was that promo code again? In case
cardguy84.
So definitely hit that up so Dustin can make some money and you can save some money.
TikTok endorsement.
You said the energy drink is really good too, right?
It is really good. Very good energy drink. It keeps you. It doesn't dry you out like some of the other ones, and it's got a shit ton of caffeine, so get you jacked.
What kind of flavors they got?
They actually have some. I wish I had the other can that I had, the South Beach can. It's like a tropical flavor, but it's like all like Miami Vice colors and designs, and then this one is Galaxy Burst, which is like an orange flavor. There's I think there's 16 different flavors, but you can't really get it in stores. It's in a few stores, but for the most part, you got to go on their website. But they also have like workout supplements too, like protein powders and creatine powders and stuff like that. So check them out. Repsports.com.
Shoot me the link when we go off air here, Dustin, to your TikTok. I'm gonna start linking it in the description down there as well.
Okay.
Jay, what you got coming up, man?
I'm Jay the Stingray, pretty much everywhere. Tomorrow night and every Wednesday night at 11 Eastern. 11 Central, midnight Eastern. I'll be doing a commentary. For the Collector tomorrow night.
Are you doing Collector?
Mm-hmm.
When are you doing the Wes Craven? The Shocker.
A week from tomorrow.
Nice. I just watched that, by the way, so I got some stuff on that.
Cool, man.
Oh yeah, cool.
And you guys are all welcome to come on. Join the stream.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
What time are you doing that one?
It's 11.
11. Oh, I get off at 11, so I might jump in after I get off work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
But as always, we got Creepy Classics on Monday nights. That usually starts at 10 p.m. Slackercast here is on Tuesdays, usually around 10 p.m. because I'm always late trying to get home. But
10:30ish.
Yeah, between 9:30 and 10:30.
Yeah, anytime between there.
And I'm seeing some new names in the chats, by the way. Spaghetti Master, definitely. Thanks for joining us. And K Kawhi.
It's Kawaii. I actually know that person personally. His name is Jordan. Yeah, appreciate him joining the chat as well.
Thank you for joining us.
Definitely appreciate seeing some new people in there. We also have an episode of Hidden Gems coming up tomorrow. I'm gonna upload that one. This one is actually all Corey. He's gonna show off all his stuff that he got from the Louisville get together there. He got a lot of stuff and it's some cool stuff. So definitely check that out. I'm also going to record another Hidden Gems to post at a later date here. I picked up some really cool stuff as well. And just want to thank everyone for listening. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you like what you're hearing. We do have a Patreon if you want to toss us some support. It's patreon.com//theslackercast. All these links are in the description down there. But thanks again for watching, and until next time.
Slack off.